Solo lo de la canción.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to a new episode of our ongoing series, Lunch and Learn, where we bring interesting topics of the world of web development, tech, and many other topics related to what we do here at Job City right to you. Remember that if you're watching live, you can leave your questions in our YouTube chat for us to answer them later on at the end of the stream. Today with us, we have Jose Flores. He works with our client McGraw-Hill. He performs there as a site reliability engineer, and he's going to talk to us about a topic that is very closely related to that particular role. It is how to transition to a DevOps engineer. If you are a software developer and you have been interested in this whole different world of DevOps and how to work with pipelines, with deployments, organizing everything on the operations side, this talk may be just for you. Hey, Jose, welcome. Why don't you tell us a little bit about you, what you are going to talk to us today about, and maybe a little bit more also about why you wanted to talk about this to everyone here at JobStream.
Hi, everyone. Nice to meet you. My name is Jose. I hope you enjoy with this presentation. This is about how to transition to a DevOps engineer. I love this subject because I have seen some increases for this kind of job related to that DevOps engineer. And then I decided to talk about this because I know this is a buzzword that started some years ago, right? But nowadays it's increasing weekly. We will have this agenda for meeting today. I will talk about what is a DevOps. We will talk about some DevOps culture or DevOps core values, and also what does a DevOps engineer do. What is important to know? What is the people in this role are working, right? And I will share some tips that help me to transition to a DevOps engineer, or in my case, is site reliability engineer. And I will share some useful resources. And also, we will put in practice the different tools that I will explain, and we will see a demo. I hope you enjoy this presentation. Let me to show you. This is a buzzword that I am talking about. This buzzword, if you see this graph, since 2015, this started to increase, right? And then after the pandemic, or in the middle of the pandemic, you see this have been increasing. Now, but this is the buzzword that we know, and we have a lot of information of that. Yeah. But what about the roles? These roles I have compared this role with DevOps engineer, site reliability engineer, because have something, some things in common in the automation and how to the culture work in the company. I work as site reliability engineer, but more of them, if you see in this graph, is more popular, like the DevOps engineer career. But it doesn't matter the title, but also to understand what does this role into an organization. So let's continue um, with this. And DevOps engineering is an exciting and rapid growing field with many opportunities to have a long-term successful career. So this presentation, we will discuss why you should consider a career in DevOps engineering and the many benefits that is offered. Okay, it depends when you will start, but but I love this phrase. DevOps is the combination of cultural philosophies, practices, and tools that increase an organization's ability to deliver application and service at a high velocity. So or part of the DevOps is this. So you see cultural practice tools, and this will produce a high velocity in the different things, multiple benefits for the companies. I know in this process, in each stage, we will use multiple tools. Yeah, we depend of the company what kind of this tool can adapt or what are a good fit for the company. You will changing tools every time. But one of the benefit I will say in this picture, one of the benefit that you will say, and like a DevOps engineer, is if you would like to learn multiple tools every day, or you will be fit in this role because you will learn multiple tools. You will apply multiple tools during the process. So some benefits for DevOps. Okay, I found this picture. I like this picture because involve technical, cultural, and benefits. So um, for technical is rapid delivery, reliability, and security. Because when you combine some tools and practice and good practice here, you will be able to have this benefit. Because when you incorporate CI/CD pipeline, for example, you can mix or you can join the different things that you do manually, but you make automate in this process. Okay, reliability that doesn't mean that is because it's rapid delivery, you will have a poor quality for your product. No, you will include this in your work in your pipeline. Okay, business benefits in this case is faster releases. Yeah, because if you work in another environment that doesn't apply DevOps culture, a traditional environment, you will see that you need many time in order to deploy at least or make one release to production in 1 week. But in this case, it doesn't matter because you will have all the thing automated and you can deploy whatever you want, and that is a good benefit for the company because they have more time to innovate, they create more product, more features, and also could reduce some costs. For cultural, because this is for related to collaboration, you will improve here. You will be working in different areas, right? You will work with developers, infrastructure, databases, another team, technical team, and then you will have a better managed unplanned work because the intention is if you see that is something broke, and then you can repair. Yeah, it's part of the benefit or part of the culture for DevOps. So um, DevOps have some core values that you need to understand because this is the golden core values that will guide you in order to transform you and in order to understand why we are doing this kind of thing, why we are using this kind of tools. So this was the CAMS model was created by DevOps Pioneer in 2010 by Damon Edward and John Willis. Yeah, that's me. It's an acronym for culture, automation, measurement, and sharing. So in this kind of core value, we will work in automation and the culture we say before. This is not only you, right? This is the entire company. And for culture, some pillars that you need to understand here is the constant collaboration and communication with every people. you will do gradual changes. That doesn't mean that you need to wait to complete all the feature, just the necessary changes for deploy with the quality, exactly, with the quality. The shared end-to-end responsibilities, great pillar, because that doesn't mean that your job or your work is completed when if you're a developer, your job is completed if you push the changes to the repository. No, that means that you will have shared responsibility with the other teams until it's released to production and also to monitoring, right? Automation, everything that you can automate and you can save time um, or repetitive work, you need to automate to focus on the important activities. So some activities that cannot be automated, right? In this case, include testing, automate testing. Maybe if you have a QA team, the QA team need to create some testing in automation testing, apply some automation testing. Deployment, of course, implementing CI/CD pipeline, provisioning, infrastructure management. Then measurement is another core value. This is focuses and you need to measure in order to understand what is what metrics should define that is we are in the right path for the thing that we are doing. So measure deployment frequency, deployment speed, chain failure, or availability for your application or performance. In sharing, I love this short phrase, sharing is caring. So if you um, should you think about this is like every thing that you can give feedback to other will improve not only the person, not only the product, but also the company, right? And in some cases, traditional companies, one person have all the knowledge about how to do some important tasks. But see this phrase here, you don't want to put the whole development process on pause just because the only person who know how to handle certain tasks went on vacation or quiet. So that's happened. But in this case, sharing is knowledge transfer or share about what you learn is good because for other people. So DevOps isn't a single person job, it's everyone's job. Just love the phrase. Okay, now what does a DevOps engineer do? We know the core values, we know what is DevOps, we know the benefits. Okay, automate process. This is the first that we are talking. You will be automating all the process, right? In this case, the pipeline or CI/CD pipeline are the key. And then you will use different kind of provider. Well, maybe you can use Jenkins, Circle CI, GitHub Action, and others, right? And this is the complete deployment from development, testing, and deploying for another stage until production. That's good. This is assumed, and this is when CI/CD pipeline. I know just to compare the CI/CD, right? But the ICI pipeline occur when you build in some execute some tests before to proceed to deployment to the next stage. And then this is the CD pipeline that is intention to deploy for staying and also for production, right? Infrastructure as a code is another thing that you will do. In my case, I love to work with Terraform. I love to work with AWS because this is my side. But you can choose whatever provider you wanting to work, or you can change on the tools. In this case, Terraform, Pulumi. You can use Pulumi. You can use AWS CDK, or you can use CloudFormation. But the idea here is, or Ansible, depending on the requirement, right? But the idea is you need to use infrastructure as a code in order for the combination for the automation process, right? Um, Monitoring and testing, you will use many tools here: New Relic, PagerDuty, Grafana, Elastic Stack, depending of the tool that uses your company. And this is look like dashboard look like from your railing. This is I found this picture on the internet, but represent how you will monitoring right your application, or how can you trace some logs on the application side. Cloud computing is another subject because we always working in the cloud. That is another thing that you need to understand here. We always work in the cloud. You need to take or manage this term: private cloud, public cloud, hybrid cloud, um, storage, database, server, easy to or instances or virtual machine or something like that. You can manage here. You need to be involving in cloud computing. All is in the cloud. Okay, I will share some personal tips to become a DevOps engineer. This is my personal tips that because this helped me to transition to my career as a DevOps engineer. This helped me, and then I will start for this. I know it's not a hard skill. Uh, it's not a hard skill that I am showing you here. This is identify your personality. See this quadrant. This quadrant is strong people skill, high people independent, less people focus, team based. I love this quadrant, right? So you need to think what tool are you comfortable using, or are you people focused person, or do you prefer more technical side things? So what is where is where are what is the DevOps engineer role? We are here. So this role work with more technical people, um, depending of the organization, but more of them is here, team based and least people focused. So that doesn't mean that we are antisocial. No, that means we prefer to work with this kind of people or more technical people, right? So, but depending of the personality, you can see this graph, this quadrant. That's good. The other one is the technical skills. This role is technical. Is I mean, you will be making automation every time, right? And DevOps is the role that requires a strong technical background. I recommend you go to DevOps to roadmap sh DevOps. You will see the links in this video in the description of the video, and I will show you what other tools you can use to gain relevant technical skills. Let me to show you. Um, you will see here the roadmap, right? This is the roadmap. Just choose some paths here. That doesn't mean that you need to learn all the tools at the same time or no. Just choose your path. Learn a programming language. Just choose one. You choose operating system here. Choose infrastructure as a code here. An orchestrator also. To choose infrastructure monitoring tools here and learn about that. Yeah, you can follow this link in the description. But the intention of this is to show you that what is required in the DevOps tools. So another tools that I will show you here is um, at some platform that offers some course about this field, that's to transition to DevOps or DevOps careers. So I will. This is a disclaimer. I will show you some platform, but that doesn't mean I am that this is sponsored this event. Now, just will show you because these are useful for me, and I thought will be useful for you. And it is the first here is a code group. These have a path for DevOps, and you will see different levels from novice, DevOps Essential, Apprentice, Python is container orchestration. You will see CI/CD pipeline, HashiCorp, that is infrastructure as a code, Kubernetes, and so you can continue with that. And the same for the other platform. I explored this Cloud Academy also have 3 paths, very complete courses. So you see 53 working days are required to complete this path or the other one. Yeah, it's a lot of time, right? But you can invest on that. Yeah, it's the same tools. You see are the same subject. That's the intention for this platform. Other one that I will show you here is Cloud, for example. This is good. The 12-factor app is useful for this subject. And for example, the other one is here. This is a complete bootcamp. Wow, have a lot of subjects here. Jenkins, Git, pipeline, Docker, Kubernetes, Ansible. You have all of these in this course. And also, see, you look for Spanish, and in Spanish, I prefer to Platzi. And these have mm, hard skill, but also these include soft skill, yeah, like leadership, time management, and then communication. Right, this is good. You can continue with this one. Okay, so you work for free. Free Code Camp is another platform that I have seen good resources that for DevOps, and you can use that. Okay, you can use that. Good. Um, okay, let's continue with the next career. The previous platform will help you to push relevant certification also. One advice here is when you are starting transitioning, you will start like a junior maybe, so you are using as you are working another role, but you have a good experience. But you need to show your experience that you are transitioning to a new role, and this will help you a lot, right? Just choose cloud computing is the basics of this certification and every of these. But choose one of these certifications that show your experience about the DevOps field. My suggestion here is choose a path, not just use another one of each provider, right? Choose a path, Cloud, Azure, AWS, and then when you have more experience, you can mix this certification and learn more provider. The third, I think the third, yeah, the fourth is soft skill. I said previously, you need to work with communication, um, collaboration, problem solving, and ownership, and of course, English. That helped me a lot to me. Um, the fourth here is join to a community. This is my personal advice because this another that's helped me to networking with other professionals in my side for this role. And then my suggestion is attend every meetups that is related to the tools that you are learning, conference, and another related DevOps that you will connect with other people in that field. I suggest you in this case for communities meetups. You can search meetups near to your country, right? And you can join to this community. Yeah, and also for open source, you can join Cloud Native groups. These Cloud Native groups, these also have some chapter according to your country. For example, I'm in El Salvador. We have two communities here, and you can search depending on your country. This is my community, and I invite you to join to this community also in Planeris and Salvador. We share not only hard skills, but also we share some um, soft skill. That's in the intention. But you can connect with other people, and this kind of community is people with the same with the same interest of you that you are learning. That is good. Okay. And that is my fourth and my fourth advice for you, my four tips. Let me know, things if we have some question in the chat or something like that, we can discuss. But demo time. Okay, we are ready for demo. We can see a demo. We can check how is working with these tools. Okay, let me to continue with the demo. Uh, Let me just see here. Okay, we will work with some tools here. As I mentioned before, we will apply multiple tools, right? In this case, in this process, I'm applying some tools during the build, the code, the build, test, and the other one. In this case, I will deploy an Node.js application to AWS for an Amazon ECS uh, cluster, and also I am using Terraform for the infrastructure. Let me to show you in my code here. This is the repository with the entire application and the infrastructure. I am using GitHub Action for the CI/CD tools. This is the Node.js application. I am applying some skill for Docker here. And also, this is for the code for the Terraform infrastructure as a code that we see before. And I also see another tools here to for the for the deployment. This is Terragram. It's another tools that you can use. You can combine. And yeah, multiple service, right? In this case, it's a target cluster, but this include ECR, AAM roles, and many tools required to deploy, right? So, this is the application that is deployed here. What this is running a cluster Fargate and one service to task that is running at this moment. And then the result is a hello world, right? It's not a full application. It's just a small demo just to show you the integration of this tools. So this I have some endpoint here, but I prefer to create new one and see how this process work uh, with automation. That is the intention here. All the tools, combining the tools, but let's see how this work with automation. Okay, I will create some branch here. It out. I will put job city. We will add an endpoint for this application, and we will see. Okay, in this application, we will add an endpoint. Just we copy this one, and we will see job city. Hola. We put in English. This was hello job city. Yeah. This is the text that will be displayed, will be deployed. This is the change that I will implement on this application. Okay, it will add all of these here, and then commit. Oh, let me to increment a little bit here. Okay, this one, and then um, job city endpoint. Okay, new branch, new endpoint, and we will deploy. Git push origin and then job city. Okay, create the new branch. I send the new branch. I select here the new branch, and let me see code. In You can see in GitHub. In this case, I will create a pull request. Normally, you create a pull request and you don't merge directly or you don't push directly to the main branch, right? Okay, here is my changes. And then this is the first execution from one pipeline. I create the pull request, and this will have some checks automatically. Yeah, previous created by you. So we see this is running the to validate the pull request, and this will validate if approved or denied, right? So if the application is able to build, this will continue. So if you can run some tests here, I am just simulating the test, but that is it. Okay, that means was successful. And then this allow me to merge my pull request. Now, when this merge occurs, this will run another pipeline that will be in charge to deploy to different environments. By the way, I have two environments. So if we return to the action, this is running the pipeline that we deploy to the two environments. I have this for dev and the other one for prod. So let me show you the other environment. I am using the same, I'm using another AWS account for this. I'm using both the two accounts, one for non-prod or dev and one for prod. But this is the application. Let me see, Job City. This will be the endpoint, right? Not get Job City at the moment. Let's see when this complete the deployment. And then we will see what is the action to product, right? We control some action. We can include all the automation process until from the build to release, but we can control some approvals that is required during the process. Between dev and prod, I don't want to deploy directly to prod, right? I need to put some one control here, and we will see. Let me check. Okay, this is deploying. Okay, the deployment was completed. Let's see. Okay, the deploy to dev was completed. Let's see and check the next deploy for prod. This is waiting. Yeah, need to review manually in this case. Okay, let's see what happened here. Okay, let me check in the ECS cluster. This is still provisioning the new version for the application. Let's wait a minute and we will see the results here. Okay, sometimes we need to wait at least 1 minute here. Let's check. Okay, this is in live. Some error can occur. Okay, it is Layout City. So the other one is to product. We don't have that in product, right? So we the same. The city is not there. We will receive the same error. Okay? This is control. And then we will deploy it for prod. Let's see. The summary, and then review the deployment. And then I will say, okay, proceed. Let's go to okay, proceed. And this is deploying for prod. We'll wait this process in order to complete for prod. This is all the automation that we are using is in the pipeline, right? We are we have this pipeline in order to indicate what command we need to use to make this happen. And this is the combination of the tool. This is great because just with a couple of clicks, you are deploying the entire application to to different environment. Okay, this is completed. This is done. Good. Now we need to see this in our application. Let's check the service and the task. Okay, this was running 1 hour. Need to wait. Check the deployment. Uh, yeah, I think this is the new spending. It's in progress. Okay, let's check the configuration tasks. Okay, it's provision. Yeah. Um, the application is still working. Right. It's at your city endpoint. At your city again. We need to wait a little bit more. Up. Yeah. Oh, it's completed. Reload. Another. And that's it. This is in pro. Okay, guys. I hope you enjoyed this presentation. This is all that I have. And some conclusion here is DevOps engineering is one of the most on demand engineering jobs of the year. Maybe you have seen this in your LinkedIn, but it allows you to be part of a team that is developing and maintaining application, running on different environments, as you see, and platform. Starting down the path of becoming a DevOps engineer requires dedication, hard work, of course. You need to invest your time in order to learn these tools, but it's incredible and rewarding. In my case, I love to work with this kind of tool. I love this area, and that's just all for me. Thank you. If you have questions, I'm ready.
Thank you
I'm ready
very
for that.
much, Jose. It was a fantastic presentation. It was a great way for many people to start or be interested in the DevOps career. And furthermore, I think your presentation is very, very timely right now because we're not just seeing a spike in demand for DevOps and site reliability engineers, but we've also started seeing DevSecOps, which are DevOps with an interest in security and in security of infrastructure, and also DevTestOps, which is a mix between DevOps and QA engineers, a look at DevOps engineers interested in the testing of the applications. I've also seen recently with all of this hype about AI, there is machine learning ops, which is, I think, very, very a very open field for us to explore right now. And we will see demand there as well if you guys are interested in machine learning or this whole development of AI and you want to get into DevOps. Looking into that and seeing how to manage the operations for machine learning development might be the place for you. There's a lot of resources. Thank you, Jose, for all of the links that you provided that are in the comments, in the description below. I will check out some of them. The Meetup one, fantastic resource. I will sign up today. Absolutely.
Yeah, my pleasure. I'm happy.
Anyways, there was one question from Eli Greg. I did answer it in the chat, but I would like to know what's your opinion on this? Which free code camp path or which direction for any courses from the links that you provided, which would you say are the best path for someone to start with DevOps?
I would recommend you start for the DevOps roadmap that I shared in the description. I would recommend you to start with that, and then you look what kind of tools you need to learn. It depends when you are starting. If you are DevOps, if you are working in infrastructure, you will have a previous knowledge, and then you need to check what other skills you need to learn, and then you can search about this kind of skill, the tools that you get required to learn.
All right. Thank you very much, Jose. I hope
Mhm.
that gives all of the people in chat some direction of where to go now, because the world of DevOps is so big.
So
Uh,
big, exactly.
yeah.
And
And
many combinations, as you mentioned, right? DevSecOps is good. You can include security during the dev operation, right? And it's a mix, but it's a great tool. Great. It's another kind of role also too.
yes, and many of the skills that you need, you may be able to already bring them into your role as you slowly move into the world of DevOps, right? It just depends on the stack that you're working with and what kind of automations or improvements you can bring from the world of DevOps into your own stack and your own projects. So there's a whole lot of things that you can look into and try to get into the world of DevOps.
Yes, exactly. More of them is related to the tools, the for CI/CD tool, because this is in charge. It's like the golden key, the golden tools for DevOps is the CI/CD pipeline, and then you can include the many stage or another to or connect another tools in order to do or automate all the things. But more of them is choose one CI/CD tool, GitHub Action, Jenkins, um, and CircleCI another, and then choose another tools that you can use. You can connect in testing, for example. I will say SonarQube or another providers to check or validate your container. Then you need to choose one of them in order to complete your effort, right? Um, Also, one of the more popular for a DevOps engineers is something related to Bash script, because part of this is that you need to include in some of these pipeline Bash script or Python script. This is another useful tools.
Right. Thank you very much, Jose, and thank
Mhm,
you guys for tuning in to today's Lunch and Learn episode.
mhm.
If you like the topic, remember to give us a like, subscribe to the channel, and tune in for our next episode. Until then,
Great.
see you all. Thank you, Jose.
See ya. Thank you.